Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ninth Legion. Let's play some more Stellaris. And yeah, that thing pops up every time I press the record button because the record button and the expansion planner are on the same hotkey, and I can't change it, which is kind of annoying. But hey, there we go. Normally I remember, this time I didn't. So you may note that the year is now 2394. In fact, 7 years have passed since the last episode, which was in 2387. One of the reasons for that was I just had a bunch of stuff to do on all of our colony worlds. We kind of ignored a lot of stuff during that war with the Upper Kingdom. But also, I just wanted to see if anything interesting was going to happen in the universe. And unfortunately, not much has changed, actually. The only thing of note, really, has been the Havariga polity, one of our allies. They do actually like us quite a lot. Let's see, how much did the Havariga polity like us? 197. Very nice. You may notice that there is in there a plus 100 favourable trade deal. Now, the reason for that was, basically, they're fighting the Terrafian hierarchy. Terrafian hierarchy are rather large. I would like the Terrafian hierarchy not to get too much bigger. That's it. That's my entire kind of thesis here, my entire hypothesis, is we need to do something to stop these guys growing. So I gave them, basically did a trade deal, and I just gave them tons of minerals and energy. If it's, we're going to have to see if it helps. They are losing the war. There is somewhere around here, yeah, the Terrafian hierarchy's first murder fleet, fantastic name, 22,442 military power. Unfortunately, the Havariga forces are only at 12,000 for their second abyssal flotilla. God knows what happened to the first abyssal flotilla. Probably nothing good. So, they've also got a third abyssal flotilla. They do have a small ally down here with almost another 1,000. But I gave them a bunch of minerals and energy to hopefully see if they can either drag the war out longer, or possibly even force some kind of stalemate with the Terrafian hierarchy, just to stop those guys getting bigger. Over here we also have the Democratic Dairy Sons. Now these are actually allies of us. They actually like us quite a lot. If we look at the opinion map mode, you'll see that the Democratic Dairy Sons like myself and our Galactic Alliance quite a lot. They don't like our other friends over here, the Sigan Coalition and the Selimi Interplanetary League. So I wouldn't be surprised if the what is this? The Sigadar Concord was not to last very long. Now, unfortunately, the Democratic Dairy Sons is probably the most powerful polity in the galaxy, after ourselves, really. Obviously, disregarding the two fallen empires, because no one can match a fallen empire yet. So, I'm kind of a bit worried about these guys. I wouldn't mind doing something about them, but... And by doing something about them, I mean declaring war and taking all their stuff. You know, the usual things. But unfortunately, they are, in fact, associates of our Federation, and I can't revoke that because the other two members of the Alliance don't see them as a threat, and don't want to revoke it. Now, that might change in a few years when we become the President of the Federation again, which would rather help, you know, that would be rather good. We could possibly, as the Federation President of the Galactic Alliance, possibly just revoke it, same as we can declare war, without needing the votes of the other members. We'll have to see. Now, because the Democratic Dairy Sons are a bit of a threat, that kind of leads into the next point I want to make. Now, I want this territory here, and I wouldn't mind the territory down here either. There's the Carillion Federated Stars, despite being defeated by both us and the Upper Kingdom, have managed to expand their territory, and they're imposing on my border. This makes a messy border, I don't like it, and I want full control over this chain of stars along here. To that end, I would like to declare war on them pretty quickly, pretty much as soon as we become president. But there is a problem with that, because they have allies. Obviously, we know that they have allies with the Wasari Imperium. They were involved in the last war we tried to do against these guys to take that territory, which we failed in because we couldn't reach them. Now we can. We now have an access route to the Wasari Imperium. Through here, we've connected our border to the Fexclanga sovereignty, and can now go through the Fexclanga to engage the Wasari Imperium. However, the political situation has changed somewhat. The Carillion Confederated Stars are now also allies with the Terrafian hierarchy. That's one reason I want to make sure this war continues and the Terrafians have as hard a time with it as possible. They also have a defensive pact with the Democratic Dairy Sons. Now, this is what really concerns me. They are a big, powerful polity. If we look at them in the Empire tab, and we have to look at actually who the people who like us. You know, they are equivalent to us. Their fleet power is inferior, but their naval capacity and technology level is equivalent. They are probably, you know, one of the most powerful civilizations out there. The Wasari Imperium is also pretty close, but their fleet power and naval capacity is both inferior. They've got a lot of technology, but they're not using it. And, yeah, combined, fighting the Wasari Imperium and the Democratic Dairy Sons what's left of the Carillion Confederated Stars, and possibly the Terrafian Hierarchy if they finish up their war here. That's a mess. That's going to be a big problem for us. Now, Terrafians, even if they finish up their war, they probably can't reach us. But basically, it's not looking good. We need to do this war. We've got to start tidying up our borders. We need to expand. But it's going to be a hard fight. Harder than the fight we had before, I think. So we're going to have to see. To that end, I've also given some money to our... well, not money, but energy and minerals to the Fexclanger and the Bothrians, so they can start rebuilding their fleets. We want them to kind of get that boosted up. I also wouldn't mind it if they built some more ships for the Federation Starfleet, which is only at 824 military power. We actually lost... it's actually down to 1 battleship. Wait, how are they down to 1 battleship? There was... no, hang on. That's... the first Starfleet is... oh no, they've got 2 fleets. Okay, so that is the Federation fleet. I thought that was the Bothrian fleet for a moment, but it's not. That is the combined Federation fleet. So they have 2 fleets, 1 battleship, 4 battleships. Okay, so they've got a decent amount of military power there. Almost 9,000 military power, actually. But we can obviously expand that more when we become president. So that's kind of my aim. We're going to pause the game now. Let's kind of a quick recap. Right now, we're in a pretty stable position. We control this arm of the galaxy. We haven't pissed off this Fallen Empire too much. However, this Fallen Empire up here is getting very pissed off with the Terrafian Hierarchy. Again, if we look at the opinion map mode, you can tell they do not like the Democratic Dairy Suns or the Terrafian Hierarchy. What we would really want, and what I was kind of letting time run for, was to see if maybe the Kafari Protectors would actually declare war on the Democratic Dairy Suns, because they could do a lot of damage. As soon as that happens, we want to jump into this war. I don't want to declare the war before we have to, really. I've been doing some construction, that's fine. One of our governors has leveled up to level 5. Nice, good job. And we now have Sentient Resource Management. The concept of managing individuals as resources within larger systems of production must, by necessity, man I can't talk today, become more flexible as the potential natures of the managed individuals grow ever more numerous. Basically, we can have another Empire leader, which is rather good. I think that takes us up to 15. Let's see, what do we want next? Army damage plus 10%, aggressive conditioning 2. That is tempting. Resettlement costs minus 10%, we don't really care about that too much. Leader enhancement, selected lineages. Ooh, hello. Careful reproductive planning should be incentivized lest we waste valuable genetic legacies. While active, our Empire gains plus 1 leader skill, plus 25 leader lifespan, but their cost goes up. I'm kind of okay with that. That's pretty interesting as a policy. I mean, we're not bringing in much influence at the moment. We've got active edicts, frontier outposts, and obviously the Federation cost. But that's interesting. Climate restoration allows us to terraform ecologically devastated tomb worlds. That's not bad, actually. We do actually have some tomb worlds within our borders that we could play around with. I think this one will probably be more useful in the long run. That one's going to have quite an influence, and we just don't have the influence right now. So let's go for climate restoration. We haven't done any terraforming or anything like that yet, but, you know, the possibility is there. And one thing we might do, while we're waiting for the president to come, for us to become the president, we need to wait until 2399, so we've got 5 years, 4 years, as the year just turned. We have time for that. So what I might do is actually start another wave of colonization. We've got some worlds around here. We've got Antares, we've got... hang on, there's a tomb world hiding behind Jumpron. There we go. A tomb world there we can colonize. Another tomb world over there. I think there's some more. Yeah, Lasar down there. Although I wouldn't want to take Lasar until... Loisar, rather. Until I can actually add that to my directly controlled core systems. So we probably want to hold off on that. And... oh, that actually might be it. So there's only 3 worlds we could possibly colonize. That's not a bad idea, actually. I mean, that's a decent world, lots of resources. The tomb worlds are interesting because they've got a lot of radioactive wasteland. I don't know if we can remove that, but it does give a physics adjacency modifier, which isn't the worst thing in the world. And this one's got society research modifiers. Technically, I actually need society and engineering. We've got quite a lot of physics coming in at the moment. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Let's actually do some colonization. So, if I was to colonize this world, I would need a population that likes alpine worlds. There's not going to be any of those on Earth. Although actually humans are up to 45%. We could actually do that. Wow. Interesting. We could actually colonize with humans. for once, at 45%, but I should probably get some people that are going to be happy with that, shouldn't I? Who are going to be my happy people? There's got to be some aliens around here somewhere, damn it. Oh, hang on, wait, why didn't I just find an alpine world and look in that? Would that not make sense? That would probably make sense, wouldn't it? Have I already have... Oh, apparently I already have a tomb world somewhere. I didn't even realise. Interesting, okay. That must have been in one of the worlds I conquered. Wasn't paying attention to what it was. Do I really not have any alpine worlds? How strange. Is there a way to actually look at my actual planets, even if they're in a sector? Not really. You can't actually see what the colonies are. Huh. There might be another view for that. Let me check quickly. Okay, we might have to look at our species list. Species... No, I want species in my empire. There we go. Right, who likes alpine? You like ocean, tundra, arid, desert, and humans are... You're not going to tell me what humans like? That's weird. Savanna, arid, ocean... Oh, continental's on the other side. Why not put it at the front of the list like all the others? Strange. Droids, we could use droids. There we go, alpines. I need Sigans. Okay, I need to find some Sigans in that list. Or I could actually just terraform it. We haven't actually done terraforming yet. Let's have a look quickly. Terraform it into a continental world. 2,500 energy, which we can easily afford, and 120 months. And then I can just put a human population on it. I do like human populations. Can't do Gaia worlds yet. We can't actually make Gaia worlds, although that would be nice. Yeah, you know what? Let's do some terraforming. We're in a good position to terraform. 120 months? Yeah, that'll be fine. And we're down a bunch of energy. That's fine. I'm making 500 energy a month, so kind of okay with that. We will continental world in 3,600 days. Wow. Okay. That's a long time, but we'll be fine. 10 years. It's not a problem. Can I already colonize, terraform these ones out of interest? Not yet. I need that research. Okay. If I terraform them, do they lose the benefits that we get from those tiles? That might be worth kind of experimenting with. Maybe on this one, on the physics one, because I don't really need the physics research. We could kind of experiment with that. Okay, right, let's unpause time again. We're spending a lot of time paused here because I'm working on stuff. Okay, I built some more cruisers. You might know the fleet is now up to 58.4k, which is rather large. We've got a bunch more cruisers coming out. The actual fleet composition right now, 40 corvettes, 35 destroyers. There will be a total of 40 cruisers in there as well, 22 battleships, and of course our flagship dreadnought. Basically, it's the best fleet in the known verse. Splitting the atom. Physicists from the alien civilization on Grongari have managed to split the atom for the first time. With the discovery of nuclear fission, the first nuclear weapons are inevitably being produced and nuclear power plants are coming online. The Conisvian civilization has entered the critical phase where they suddenly possess the means to destroy their own world with the press of a button. This is a significant development. Okay. Now we have an observation post over them, don't we? Yeah, there we go. Now, when they actually do level up to a spacefaring civilization, they should automatically join our empire as a protectorate. And I believe we can also then, later on, integrate them into the empire, so we won't lose any territory when they appear. Unlike the situation down here. I'm not sure how we lost this. You guys came of age in a place that I wasn't watching or wasn't within my borders, and you formed your own little empire in the middle of my space, which I don't like. And I might have to do something about that later. We'll see. Okay, oh, and also our borders expanded, so I've been building, like, stuff all over the place. It's kind of crazy. Wow, we've already filled up on resources. How crazy is that? Okay. The Sigan Coalition broke their migration treaty, the Havariga policy. That's strange, not sure why they did that. Oh, and the Tarafian hierarchy made peace with the... Oh, wow, the Havrigans lost some territory. Yeah, they lost their system over here. Not a huge amount, but still. Fairly significant. They actually still held that world. They had their fleet in orbit. Damn, I was hoping they'd work out better than that, but unfortunately not. I just realised there is another planet down here, an Arctic world. Why don't I terraform you into a continental world as well? And maybe get rid of those bleak and hazardous traits. Let's see if that happens. That's going to be another 10 years. Wow, we fill up on energy so quickly. It's crazy. Complete. Yeah, okay, stuff is being built. Lovely. So yeah, construction ships, where we expanded our borders, where our borders expanded both through conquest and through just the natural progression of our borders from some of those texts we were researching. We had a lot more systems available to us. So construction ships have been building like mad the last couple of years. We'll start bringing those home now they've finished stuff. Where's the last one? You're up here in Binder. More minerals for us, perfect. Carillion Confederated Stars have a non-aggression pact, lovely. Allied Aether Dominions was given association status. Who are the Allied Aether Dominions? They're new. I don't recognise that name. Where are you guys? Allied Aether something or other. Could be an emergent species just popped up. Maybe here? Who's that? Yep, okay, there's a new species that just popped up. They are independent. Oh, okay. We'll see if the Democratic Diri Sons leave them like that for much longer. Now, there's not much else to do at the moment. We're basically just be progressing through time as fast as we can. I would like to build up as many minerals as I can in the bank, so that when we become president in a couple of years, I can start building up the other fleet as well. Although we can actually continue building up our fleet. I mean, we have 466 out of 402. I could just build another battleship or two. Yep, resources are full. That's amazingly fast. Let's actually get another couple of battleships out. I like my battleships. That would be... yeah, 25 battleships. I like that. That sounds like a good number of battleships. Got to make sure they've got plenty of support ships, but we probably don't want any more corvettes. Maybe not too many more destroyers either, although our destroyers are our main point defense kind of ships. But then again, that comes at the cost of them not having many offensive weapons, so... depends if we're fighting people who have missiles, but I like having point defense around. Also helps against fighters and bombers, obviously. Though we do have fighters for that as well, so... we'll see. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Who are you? Oh, Terrafian Hierarchy, I have a ship here. Why have I not shut the borders with the Terrafian Hierarchy? I don't like you guys. Yeah, you don't like me, I don't like you. Oh, we can't close the borders because we have a truce. Okay, fine. I guess. Difficult people. People are difficult. That's not going to matter when we declare war on the Carillions, though, because they're... even though we have a truce, it's not going to matter. They'll still get called in as a defensive member. We just need something to happen up here. We need the Democratic Diri Sons to do something to break away from that little defensive pact. Either get trounced by the Confari Protectors, or declare war on the Terrafian Hierarchy. I mean, do they like them? How do they feel about the... yeah, they don't like them. Minus 293, and they have been at war. I wonder if they'd like to be at war again. That would be nice. I need a free range to kind of expand. We've got to continue expanding. If we don't expand, we're going to die. And right now, there's not really anyone we can really... I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing the Democratic Diri Sons into our Federation. That would make us the powerhouse in the galaxy. That would be fantastic. But it's not going to happen. They don't want to join us because they're too powerful. So we are going to be at odds at some point. And I'd rather deal with them sooner rather than later. How are we doing on research? We are... what are we waiting on? Oh, no, someone died. Oh, General Katrin Newman. Oh, no. You were commander of my army. Yep, you're dead. I do have another general around. Where are you? Where's General Alberto de Rebobland? He is on the ground here. Ah, now this is actually something I meant to do earlier. So, because I'm not very good at this game, and many other reasons, I haven't been paying attention to my armies. Now, there is an actual feature of armies that I haven't noticed. Attachments. You can actually build stuff onto your armies to modify them. So, for example, Neo-Concrete Fortifications give plus 10% army health and minus 10% army upkeep. This is restricts the mobility of the army, but can be a deciding factor in defensive actions. That's rather nice, but we can also give them, say, Hunter-Killer Drone Swarms, which gives them 15% army damage bonus, or Xeno Cavalry, army damage plus 10% and army health plus 15%. And these have a flat cost. There's no maintenance fee that I can see for these, which kind of does appeal. I mean, army damage plus 15%, great, but army damage plus 15%, army damage plus 10% plus army health plus 15%, that would be really nice. So I have to land my armies to do this, which means we've kind of got to rotate through our forces here, which means I might have to spread them out because you can only fit so many armies on a planet at one time. But I actually do want to put some Xeno cavalry on these guys. We're not going to go too mad, but let's have Xeno cavalry basically. I need you guys to be better, faster, stronger, harder, all that jazz. Oh, there's the general. He's actually commanding the first expeditionary force assault army in person. Very nice. I wish you could kind of do this en masse. That would be nicer. But there we go. I didn't even realise that was a feature until today. So there we go. That's kind of what's been happening in the last 7 years. We're already back up to full on that kind of stuff. I might actually hold off the next episode until we really are kind of the president and can declare the next war, because there's not much else happening right now. We're kind of in a bit of a lull. The galaxy is very stable. No one's really doing anything. We need to wait for something to happen to shake this up, or we've got to shake it up ourselves. And I think really it's going to be a case of shaking it up ourselves by, you know, attacking the Carillion Confederated Stars, taking this territory down here, and, you know, weakening the Wasari Imperium if we can.
Research complete.
But we have completed research of Gauss cannons, which is rather nice. So that's a good upgrade for our ships ahead of the war. Going from level 4... what was it before? I'm not sure. Whatever was before Gauss cannons, level 4 to level 5 will be a nice damage boost for us. And, ooh, hello. What do we have here? This is a bunch of good stuff. Advanced afterburners, interesting. You know, combat speed is useful, but I'm not worried about that too much. Mega cannon, however, that is a new, enormous variant of the kinetic artillery, and I do love my kinetic artillery. So large as to be placed on a fixed Spider-Man. So that's another battleship death cannon, basically. I kind of really want that, because I do like the kinetic artillery, and this is basically a bigger version of it. Or whirlwind missiles. New miniaturization techniques will allow us to equip swarm missiles with more powerful warheads and improved light flight performance. Interesting. Requires a medium slot. I could go for either of those. Or ripple water cannons. All cannons are useful, but I want the mega cannon. Let's get the mega cannon going. How long is that going to take? 57 months. Not before we declare this war, I don't think. No, we're only 3 years out. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to take a break here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Do feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. All the usual things I say at the end of my episodes. And hopefully I'm going to see you all later for the next one. Bye.